Why 2026 will redefine what it means to be a racing driver. Lewis Hamilton just said something that every racing driver should pay attention to. Not just F1 drivers, every driver. He called 2026 the most technical year we will have and said the driver's role is going to be critical in managing power units, active aerodynamics, and the new manual wing system mid-stint. When the most successful driver in F1 history says the job is getting harder, it's time to listen. More decisions, more variables, more to process at 200 miles per hour, all while finding the braking marker, managing tyre deg, and holding your racing line through a high-speed sequence. The mental game is no longer just about nerves before qualifying or dealing with a bad start. It's about cognitive stamina, the ability to process multiple layers of information simultaneously without any of them degrading your feel for the car. It's not physical fitness that breaks drivers mid-stint. It's mental bandwidth. The inner voice gets louder, the overthinking creeps in, the braking references get blurry, the cognitive tank runs dry before the fuel tank does. The drivers who fall apart mid-stint aren't falling apart physically. They're running out of mental bandwidth. Overthinking creeps in. Self-doubt amplifies. Braking references become uncertain. Lap times degrade because the mind is overloaded. F1 is just exposing it at a higher resolution. What happens at 200 miles per hour? The cognitive challenges Hamilton describes aren't unique to Formula One. They exist in every category of racing, from karting to club racing to GT competition. The difference is resolution. At top speed, the margin for mental error is measured in milliseconds. At club level, it's measured in tenths. But the mechanism is identical. When cognitive load exceeds capacity, performance collapses. If Hamilton, with 100-plus race wins, is naming cognitive load as the defining challenge of 2026, what does that tell you about where racing performance is actually being won and lost right now? The answer is uncomfortable but clear. The biggest performance gains aren't hiding in your data traces or your car setup. They're between your ears. Teams spend millions on data analysis, simulation, and engineering. But the variable that determines whether you can execute your potential on track, under pressure, mid-stint, when it matters, is your cognitive performance. Mental preparation, focus management, and cognitive endurance are the last untapped performance gains in motorsport. Data matters, but the mind executes. Cognitive stamina is trainable. Start now. Cognitive performance under pressure is not fixed. It's a skill that can be trained, measured, and improved. Drivers who will thrive in 2026 and beyond are those who start training their mental game today, building cognitive stamina, developing focus protocols, and managing the inner voice. Find out exactly where you're leaving performance on the table. After every race weekend, I send a free race weekend review to drivers who want to know where they left performance on the table. It's a 3-minute assessment that scores your preparation, focus, and mental approach across every session. Comment review after your next race weekend, and I'll send you the link. The race is won between your ears. Let's make sure yours is ready.